So in Sefer hakaneh from Rabbi Yehuna, the Tana Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakanah, the section on the mezuzah, he has an interesting shtickle about whether or not the mezuzah should be lying down or standing up. Now, Sefer hakaneh gives a mystical interpretation, but it also discusses things to a certain degree with similar questions to what the Gemara might ask, but its conclusions are a little more esoteric. So it says here like this. Amarti lo derech hanachasa. So I said to my Rabbi, who is Evan Gedur, lo yadati im lishkav ula amod, whether you place the mezuzah lying down or standing up. Amar li b'ni. So he said to me, my son, tzei ulamad Yaakov, come and learn from Yaakov. Maksi vayolen sham. It says, what did it say about there? That he lied down. Now Yaakov, the mezuzah is a concept of a vav. It explains here previously. It's a concept of tiferes, and the doorpost is a concept of malchus. You have a uniting of tiferes and Knesset Yisrael, the masculine and the feminine concepts. So what does it say about Yaakov? If Yaakov then represents the mezuzah, what does Yaakov do? It says he lied down at the Hashem's house. He goes to the Har HaMoriah and he lies down at Hashem's house. So the mezuzah then lies down. Olo shachav. Or do we not say that he lied down? Im tomar lo shachav. If you want to say v'yolen sham, that he rested there, it doesn't mean he lied down. But it's written, he took from the stones of the place, so that he placed it upon his head. So that implies that he lied down. Do you want to say that Yaakov went to his house and didn't lie down? Eat and drink there and not lie down. So that now this statement is a little bit harder to understand. It says that the groom by the bride, ma boy, what does he want? Lav lahari babayis, not to shine in the house. So I'm not sure whether or not shining in the house implies lying down or standing up. It seems that it might be contradicting a previous statement to say, well, it needs to shine in the house. Al-Kim b'ni ha'emes, therefore, my son, the truth is mezuzah umedes, that the mezuzah stands. Kishe'en yeshiva u'shchiva babayis, when there is no sitting down or lying down in the house. So now here the interesting thing implies that the mezuzah should be lying down or standing up depending on what the people in the house are doing. When there is no lying down or sitting in the house, then the mezuzah stands. That if they're sitting in the house, how can the people that are in the house not be embarrassed to sit? The Torah Shebichsav is standing. So again, Yaakov represents Torah Shebichsav, whereas Knesset Yisrael or Malchus represents Torah Shebal Peh. And if the mezuzah then represents Torah Shebichsav, if the Torah like if you have a Sefer Torah, wouldn't you stand in front of the Sefer Torah? How can you sit? Therefore, you should not teach standing up. You shouldn't be teaching Torah standing up. That if the mezuzah is standing, you can't sit down. So this seems to imply that if you're a teacher, you're teaching Torah, and you're standing up, the people who are listening must also stand up because the Torah is standing. So you must stand. So the mezuzah is standing, you must stand. And if you sit down, it's the opposite of the supernal honor. Therefore, mezuzah is both sitting and standing. Now, this is interesting. The custom of the Sephardim is to have the mezuzah stand. There's an opinion that the mezuzah should literally be lying down. And the Ashkenazi custom is to put it at an angle to fulfill sort of both opinions or neither, as the Ramah brings. So, this implies that there is a place for both sitting and standing. This may actually fit better to the Ashkenazi custom of being both sitting and standing. It's although you could say that, well, it could be both. There's also a place for it to stand, and that's the true honor of the Torah, where it's standing, and everybody in the house is honoring the Torah. But it seems to imply that you don't want to really always stand. People are going to lie down. You go to the house, you're going to lie down like Yaakov Avinu.